Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys, I'll be checking out Candace Owens as she speaks on Jason Aldean's new song, Try That in a Small Town, and she asks, is Jason Aldean going to lynch me? You guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up. Comment, share, and all that good stuff. Without much ado, let's see what Candace Owens has to say in this video.
All right, guys, happy Wednesday. Let's jump right into the question of the day because I am concerned. Question of the day today is, did Jason Aldean intend to lynch me? Yeah, I know that's what the limousine liberals are saying. A bunch of white liberals have stepped to the plate to remind us once again of the things that we should be fearful of as a black community. And this time it's Jason Aldean. And that's alarming because I know Jason Aldean. I've been at Jason Aldean's house, and maybe they have a point. I don't know. Let's explore it. Plus, a young North Carolina woman is suing the doctors who put her on testosterone at age 17, saying that she needed therapy, not a double mastectomy. That's a really big development in the latest detransition lawsuit. All that and more today, coming up on Candace Owens. It's not a secret that approximately 3 years ago, my husband and I packed up from Washington, D.C. and moved to Nashville, Tennessee. We didn't know anybody at all. We had no friends. We had no family nearby. And one of the first people that reached out to me and offered me a hand of friendship and introduced me to a ton of locals was Brittany Aldean. Brittany Aldean and her husband, Jason Aldean, with welcome arms. I went to a party that they were hosting, and I met pretty much everybody because they are very well loved and respected in this town. They're very involved in charity. If you follow them on Instagram, you already know this. So you have to imagine my surprise, now that I've been friends with them for almost 3 years, when I learned on the internet from white liberals that no. This friendship, that's not why they extended it because they wanted to be friends with me, but rather because they wanted to lynch me. Yeah. Now, usually when I see the word lynching being circulated around by white people, I almost always know that it's a hoax because people don't just get up and lynch people nowadays. We don't live in the 1930s, but of course we have people that want black people to believe this so that we instantly do whatever they want us to do, that we instantly attack whether it's a person or an institution. As long as they dangle the word lynching, we're all supposed to be immediately outraged. That's how it usually works. But I thought I better explore this one. Maybe there's something to it. First came a set of tweets from individuals that I've never heard of. First and foremost, Shannon Watts. She tweeted, proud to have had a hand in getting CMT to reject this racist and violent song. And then she shows a headline, CMT pulls Jason's controversial Try That in a Small Town video. And I'm realizing, oh my God, he released some music and he released a video. And obviously it must be racist and violent because Shannon Watts, a white liberal, says that it is. We carry on. Chris Willman, he's a writer for Variety, a senior music writer for Variety. He wrote, I keep wondering where the disconnect exists in a mind like Jason Aldean's. Like he says he was celebrating homespun virtue. He really doesn't get that. To the rest of the world, it sounds completely menacing. Obviously, what must be in this video must be extremely scary. And then a no-name Sheryl Crow, another liberal, leaned in and said, at Jason Aldean, I'm from a small town. Even people in small towns are sick of violence. There's nothing small town or American about promoting violence. You should know that better than anyone, having survived a mass shooting. This is not American or small town-like. It's just lame. Wow, I didn't know Sheryl Crow was concerned with lyrics of music. We'll get to that later because obviously what he put out must have been so bad and so violent and so racist that white people have to remind black people to be angry and upset about it. Didn't see any black people upset about it at all. But now that we know that we have to, let's dive into why. So I at first consulted the lyrics of this controversial song, and here are just the first opening lines. It starts with, sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjack an old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think that's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough? Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own.
Simple.
Oh, okay, so he's saying that you shouldn't carjack an old lady, that you shouldn't be spitting on the American flag. And that's where I knew that that was going to become controversial, because the thing about liberals is you have to hate the flag, and it's a good thing to burn the flag and to spit on the flag and to insult veterans. So I'm starting to understand what exactly it is that Jason Aldean did. It's more of what he didn't do. He forgot that he's supposed to hate America. Then I decided to take a look at his controversial video that CMT is now pulling, right, which is super interesting because of the videos that we know are allowed to stay on virtually every music network that exists. And here's a clip of it. Take a while. Now you get it. That looked like an Antifa riot to me. He's standing in front of an American flag, singing somewhere, and he's showing clips of what looks to be like white people that are dressed in all black and throwing things and burning the American flag at your typical liberal Los Angeles, New York City riots that Antifa typically sponsors and the left says is fine. We're going to bail them out of jail. That is what Jason Aldean has gotten wrong. And of course, these sorts of riots don't take place in small towns because people still have values. People still respect the police. People still respect one another. And that is that is exactly what Jason is saying. Jason is from a small town. It's the reason why he doesn't want to live in one of these cities. It's the reason why he's not living in the middle of a Hollywood mansion, because he knows that those values don't match his own in the way that he grew up. So obviously, this is why they are upset about it, but it is glorious the way in which they try to problematize this video, which if you are a sensible person, you would say, of course, riots are wrong. Of course, attacking random people like an old lady or a police officer because you're upset about something is completely wrong. But these aren't normal people that we're dealing with. So instead, that person that I just read for you, his tweet, Chris Willman, the senior music writer and chief music critic at Variety, attempted an article to problematize the music videos in ways that obviously nobody could have possibly seen, right? I'm just going to read you some clips from a couple of lines from this article. First off, the title is Jason Aldean already had the most contemptible country music song of the decade. The video is worse. Aldean's Try That in a Small Town is close to being the most cynical song ever written about the implicit moral superiority of having a limited number of neighbors, which is saying something, given how many attempts to write the Great American Small Town Anthem are generated in a single year. It's just like you could just feel the ick falling off of this writer. He hates people that live in small towns, and he thinks that we are morally inferior. That's the implication of a sentence like that. But then here's really where they do the call out to Black America of why we need to be the ones that are rioting against this music video. He says, the setting outside the Maury County Courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, has proven upsetting for some. For who, Chris? Because it ain't for Black people, and you know it. We're just your human shields as you attack Jason because you don't like the fact that he doesn't support transing the children. It's why it's upsetting for some, as he says. It's where in 1927, a white lynch mob dragged a young man named Henry Choate through the streets behind a car before finally hanging him from a second-story courthouse window. Oh, okay, we got it, guys. This is why Black people should care. So the writer did his due diligence and said, how can we make Black people care about this song? I'm going to research anything in the song and figure out how it can be racist. Is it a courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee? Oh, okay, what can I find? Okay, I'm going to go back to 1927 and tell you what happened at this courthouse, which is the reason that nobody should feature it. Fun fact, right? First and foremost, Columbia is an incredibly small town, which is just a few miles down the road from Jason's house. So he probably shot it there because he doesn't like to travel too far away from his family. Columbia, Tennessee is where I frequent. It's where my assistant Savannah is from. It's a wonderful little town. People that have great principles and morals who have welcomed me with warm arms since I moved down here to the South. I love Columbia, Tennessee. It's where I get all my plants for gardening. So there's no conspiracy theory here. He shot it because it was local to where he lives. And guess what? He's not the only person that has shot something in front of that courthouse. And yet this Variety reporter must have missed it. Yeah, no, Hannah Montana, the movie. Yeah, that was shot in front of this Columbia courthouse in a certain scene. Take a look.
Travis, please let me explain.
Explain what? Are you making fun of me? Laughing at me? Lying to me this whole time?
Oh my God. Hannah Montana, the movie, was actually a promotion of lynching Black people. Said nobody ever. Nobody cared because they weren't upset with Miley Cyrus because Miley Cyrus leans left. Jason Aldean responded to this madness, because it's obviously madness, by writing this. He wrote, "In the past 24 hours, I have been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song, a song that has been out since May, and was subject to the comparison that I, direct quote, was not too pleased with the nationwide BLM protests. These references are not only meritless, but dangerous. There is not a single lyric in this song that references race or points to it, and there isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage. And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of a song with music, this one goes too far. As so many have pointed out, I was present at Route 91, where so many lost their lives. That's the Las Vegas shooting. And our community recently suffered another heartbreaking tragedy." He's referring to the Nashville shooting, which took place at Covenant. "No one, including me, wants to continue to see these senseless headlines or families ripped apart. Try that in a small town for me refers to the feeling of a community that I had growing up, where we took care of our neighbors regardless of differences of background or belief, because they were our neighbors, and that was above any differences. My political views have never been something I've hidden from, and I know that a lot of us in this country don't agree on how we get back to a sense of normalcy where we go at least a day without a headline that keeps us up at night. The desire for it, that's what this song is about." Yes, Jason, and that is exactly why they are attacking you, because you are talking about normalcy. And we now live in a society where they want to normalize the abnormal. They want to normalize people looting and rioting and attacking police officers and spitting in their faces and putting it onto TikTok. So yes, that is the reason that you are being attacked. You are a little too normal. Here's the truth, by the way, about country music, in case you've missed it. The truth is that country music isn't country anymore. It's a bunch of people that have just very little talent, like Maren Morris, calling for people with the most talent, like Morgan Wallen and Jason Aldean, to be canceled because they are country. For them, they wear country face, Maren Morris and these types, right? They pretend to like country music, but they despise country fans. They hate you if you live in a small town. They hate the small town lifestyle. They hate the small town values. They resent you. For them, wearing a cowboy hat is a costume, not a way of life, not a rancher or a farmer. They want to put on cowboy boots when they go out on town in Nashville for a bachelorette party. Again, it's country face. And when these people who wear country face want to assert their own values, which are left-leaning California limousine liberal values, they do that by attacking the last relics of real country music. And I despise that. And I despise them. So what is the real reason that they're huffing and puffing and gritting their teeth at Jason Aldean? Well, because Jason Aldean and Brittany are not quiet about their politics. Brittany Aldean took a strong stance, as she should have, against transing children, as any moral adult would take a stance against. And because she never backed down to the mob, and she said, loving your children, it is not under the guise of affirming care to do something as horrific as altering their bodies before they are an adult and can make sound decisions, they have decided that Jason Aldean and Brittany are on their liberal list. And what better way to get somebody off your liberal list than turning to Black America and telling them, you need to care about this. Jason Aldean is going to lynch you all. That's what he wants. He's to this courthouse. Yeah, no, downtown in Columbia, that is a iconic symbol of Columbia, Tennessee, not because of a lynching, but because it's a super small town and it's one of the oldest structures that's ever been there. That's the reason why. If you take a look around you, you could problematize anything, of course. Has anybody ever gone through the lyrics and the locations of rap songs or other pop culture songs? No, this has never been done in the history of music. No one's ever done this. No one's ever problematized the environment that a singer is singing in, because if you did that, we probably would have no music. And what is the music, by the way, that we have today? Sheryl Crow seems concerned about lyrics. I'm just wondering where she is. If you're concerned about lyrics and you're concerned about Black America, there's probably a lot of rap music that you could go through. Aren't you guys the same people that stood up and applauded when Cardi B got a Grammy for WAP? Yeah. Where was Sheryl Crow on that? Was she upset? Was she saying that that's not good music to put out on the airways? Is she concerned about all of the music that rappers create that glorify violence, that glorify nudity, that glorify drugs, that glorify gang culture? A lot of it which is shot in places where actual Black Americans are shot and killed. Was she ever been concerned when Cardi B says blood gang bitch? Is that at all concerning? I'm just wondering if we're all here and we're critiquing music, what about Sam Smith? Let's critique some music that's out there that's allowed to stay on the charts, that nobody is saying the music video needs to be taken off. Because it's not just Black Americans, of course, it's white Americans as well. Music has grown derogatory and disrespectful, and it's promoting sexuality, it's promoting perversity, it's promoting drugs, it's promoting violence, it's promoting criminality, and nobody cares. Here's one. Sam Smith, Unholy. He literally dresses as Satan, okay, when he performs at the Grammys, and they say, yay, we love you. Sheryl Crow doesn't say anything. She says that's fine. Lyrics, dirty, dirty boy. You know, everyone is talking on the scene. I hear them whispering about the places that you've been and how you don't know how to keep your business clean. Mommy don't know that daddy's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy. He sat back while she's dropping it. She be popping it. Yeah, she put it down slowly. Let's go to Ariana Grande. She's another pop icon that people like very much. She had the song that was called Side to Side. Now, if you're thinking that this is like the Electric Slide or the Hustle, no, do the Hustle. No. Her lyrics are, I've been here all night, I've been here all day, and boy, got me walking side to side. Yeah, that's about Ariana Grande getting railed all night by a boy, and now she can't walk the following day. So there we go. There's another lyric from that same song. This the new style with the fresh type of flow. Wrist icicle, ride bicycle. Come true, yo. Get you this type of blow. Okay, if you're into that. Just wondering where Sheryl Crow is on that now that she's become the moral arbiter of music. There's another song that is currently number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. It is called F You Mean by Gunna. This sounds exciting. What are the lyrics? I'm about to pour up some syrup. Yeah. Effing this bitch like a perv. Yeah. Smack from the back, grab her perm. Yeah. Ice the burr on all you lil turds. Can't take that away. She turned in my own lane. We can't merge. Suck with no hands. You can learn. I probably should have issued some sort of a warning. I didn't know where that was going to head, but it's number 7 on the Billboard charts, and I don't think I've read any articles about it being banned anywhere because moral depravity is allowed. What is problematized is people respecting the flag, standing up for their neighbors, people that are standing up for police officers who have been disrespected in this country over the last decade in a way that should disgust any person that has a moral compass, which the majority of these limousine liberals do not. It is a trend to them. Put a black person in front of you, tell them why they should be outraged, and hope that they act like a puppet and attack the thing that you're outraged about. Well, far from that, I am now calling on every single person that listens to this show, this podcast, who follows me on Instagram, follows me on Twitter. Take time today, whether you like country music or not, to download Jason Aldean's song entitled Try That in a Small Town. Because apparently trying out cancellation in a small town isn't working for these people. Because he has the number 1 song in the United States right now, despite them demanding that he be canceled. That's how it works. I think we call that the Streisand effect. And that's all I'm going to say about that. History was made on June 24th, 2022, when a 50-year-old law was overturned in a landmark ruling. This month, we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the fall of Roe, but our work is not done. As we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the fall of Roe, let's continue to do our part. Wow. Preborn's network of clinics exists exclusively to offer love, life, and support to pregnant women who are feeling scared, alone, or pressured to make the ultimate choice. One that will not only sacrifice the life of their preborn baby, but also take a piece of their heart. When a distressed mother comes to Preborn, she is welcomed with open arms and offered a free ultrasound to hear and see the precious life growing inside of her. The majority of the time, she will choose life, but don't take my word for it. Take a listen to this testimonial.
So Race's father is, he was my mentor. We met working at the shop. I was comfortable being alone with him. I thought we were good friends. I kind of took that as an opportunity to just get to know him on a deeper level. I guess he wasn't interested in that, and he was more interested in the physical aspect of everything. When I found out I was pregnant, he was not okay with that either. He pushed for an abortion, and that's how I came to the clinic. So I felt like the only ones that were really there for me were the women at the clinic, and it actually did empower me and help me. I was late enough to get my ultrasound. Still remember, a feeling everything. It's changing. I said I would not get an abortion. So I was gonna raise this baby with or without him. So he said without. I think if I didn't find the clinic, then I probably would have considered abortion. The women there are just so kind and they're just so genuine. I would not be this strong without the clinic. My dreams now revolve around my son. I wanna let people know that it's not over. No matter what age you are, you find out you're pregnant, it's not over. And that there are places to go. And I want the individuals that are involved in the clinic to know how much we are all eternally grateful for everything that they do. If I did abort my son, I would live with many regrets. Now that I have him, I don't think I can be in this world without him. My son saved me. I can honestly say that. Changed my life for the better.
We can all make a difference by donating $64 to keep the lives of those at risk safe. Every penny goes towards loving mothers and their babies. To donate, dial pound 250 and say the keyword, baby. All gifts are tax deductible. You will never regret saving a defenseless baby's life. That's pound 250 baby. Or visit preborn.com/Candace. Okay, now it's time for some topics du jour. So quite fittingly, we discussed Jason Aldean and Brittany and the real reasons why people that are not country at all, and people that are wearing country face, want them chased out of town. And it goes back to Brittany Aldean taking a very moral position against transgendering children. She didn't say if you're an adult, you can't do it. She said, do what you want when you're an adult, but leave kids alone. Don't allow them to make life-changing decisions before they can really comprehend the decisions that they're making. And by the way, I just want to extend that idea because I think people think that we just focus on these sorts of surgeries when it's children that say that they were born into the wrong body. No, I'm pretty consistent on this. I think it's even abhorrent when parents like Kris Jenner take perfectly healthy little girls like her daughter Kylie Jenner to the doctor and allow them to perform surgeries on her when she's 16, 17 years old and to permanently alter her face before she even knows what her face looks like and she has baby fat because it's evil. Let kids grow up. It's that simple. When they are an adult, let them do whatever they want, but your job as a parent is to say no to these things before they're even allowed to blossom. Well, I basically, when this scandal was going on and Brittany took this stance, I said, you are going to be on the right side of history. It's not going to take long. This whole game of children removing their private parts, children that are taking puberty blockers, we're going to get to the end of this pretty quickly because these kids are going to grow up and they're going to have access to TikTok and Twitter, and they're going to be talking about the mistakes that they feel that were basically placed upon them before they were able to think through these decisions. And that's exactly what's happening. I've said there are going to be lawsuits. This is exactly what's happening. Now we have this young woman. She's a young woman from North Carolina who is suing doctors who put her on testosterone at age 17, saying that what she actually needed was therapy, not a double mastectomy. In the latest blockbuster detransitioning lawsuit, her name is Prisha Mosley. She is now 25. She was 17. And she says that she was confused and battling mental health problems when clinicians suggested cross-sex hormones and a double breast removal after brief consultations, one that lasted only minutes. We hear the story over and over again that you can get puberty blockers very quickly from a doctor. In her 53-page complaint, she says that doctors lied, including by saying that testosterone jabs would solve her problems and make her grow a penis. She has since decided to detransition and live as a woman, and she is seeking financial damages. And here's the thing, she's probably going to win that. I can't imagine this, especially what breaks my heart is that I don't know many 17-year-olds that are emotionally stable at all. It's a time of angst, teenage angst. Your body is changing. You're 13. You don't know how to feel about it. You're a boy. Suddenly your voice is, ooh, as your body is finding more testosterone. You're going through puberty. You're a girl. You're getting breasts. You're getting hips. You don't recognize this body. Men are starting to look at you different. And those changes come with a lot of emotionality. Maybe you're getting pimples. Suddenly you have acne. The idea that in such a vulnerable moment, rather than being told that you are beautiful, you are perfect, you are instead being told by TikTok fads and by doctors who support these sorts of social contagions that, no, you're just born in the wrong body. Oh, you're not comfortable with those new breasts that you haven't had for the first 12 years of your life and you're suddenly here? Rather than saying, oh, that's normal, give it some time, they say, oh, no, we can just get rid of these. We'll just get rid of them for you. Not really comfortable with your voice changing. You don't recognize yourself, a little bit of angst. No. We got something for that. It's criminal. It's wrong. It's utterly immoral, and it's happening. And I'm happy when I see these lawsuits. In her papers, she has named plastic surgeon Eric Emerson, the clinic that he worked at, the Piedmont Plastic Surgery and Dermatology in Gaston County, and Bree Klein Fowler, a counselor and clinic a counselor and the clinic that she worked at, which was called Family Solutions, quite the solution for families. She's also named Shayna Gordon and the center that she works at, Tree of Life Counseling, and Dr. Martha Perry and the provider that she works for, Moses Cone Medical Services. They are accused of fraud charges, civil conspiracy, medical malpractice. That is the big one. Doctors take a pledge to do no harm. Negligent infliction of emotional distress, and unfair and deceptive trade practices. None of the defendants are speaking at the moment. I can't explain how heartbroken I am for this young lady, but in the end, she will get justice. I feel that the courts, despite all the rhetoric that's happening culturally, the courts have been siding on the side of sanity when it comes to all of this. And I think that what we're seeing is that the more exposure this category gets of transgenderism and children and what's actually happening, the better. So I am wishing her all the luck in the world. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, now it's time to read some of your comments from episodes past. Of course, many comments regarding my obsession with this Carly Russell case. I wanted to cover it today, but I said, you know what? Too much. I'm going to wait until tomorrow. Because I'm telling you, it's like the first thing I'm checking when I wake up in the morning. It really is. I am in a Carly Russell psychosis at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to bear with me this week. But at Sunmeet Core writes to me, my biggest question about Carly Russell and is where is the toddler and how come she was the only one that saw the toddler on the side of the highway when there were so many cars? First of all, there was no toddler, no kidnapping. It's all a hoax for money. Carly should be arrested for lying and using the state's resources. The family is open to do interviews for money. This family is sick. Well, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but there's this little tiny update. I'm just giving you a little teaser for tomorrow, but police officer have released another statement, and basically what they confirm is that the interview that her parents did yesterday, they lied. They were like, oh, we can't talk about this because of the investigation. And the police basically said they haven't taken a full statement from Carly because she's not in the mental place to give one. And they also released information about the fact that she had another stop at Target before she saw the toddler, which they again confirmed that nobody else saw. And it was to Target to get some snacks. And after getting the snacks, she went into her vehicle, got abducted, but the snacks were not in her vehicle when she got abducted. So did her abductor leave her purse, her keys, her wallet, and her Apple Watch, but take the snacks from Target? Was the abductor hungry? I don't know, guys. I'm just asking questions here. This story is about to fall apart so gloriously. We're on the right side. Gain Macram writes, 1, she was the only one to see the kid. 2, no one saw her kidnapped. 3, she drove on the side of the road for a while. 4, the rest of the video is not released. 5, how did the kidnappers know it would be a pretty woman and not 5 dudes? 6, if the kidnappers were prepared to risk the child's life, why release the woman after successfully taking her? 7, why kidnap someone on a busy highway? 8, no descriptions of the child and the kidnappers have been released. 9, in the interview with the parents, the dad made 0 eye contact. 10, the mom is asked if the kidnappers are out there. She says, absolutely, while shaking her head. No. Yeah, I did not trust the parents in that interview. I think they know that their child lied, and now they're pretending that there's some big investigation going on. Police have confirmed there is no big investigation going on because Carly is still healing mentally and is unable to help save a child or capture an abductor that's free on the streets who also has her Target snacks. So we will follow up on that tomorrow. Couple of comments regarding BB Rexa, just jogging your memory here. BB Rexa released a text message from her boyfriend, not the Owen she thought it was. She thought it was going to be like, oh, ladies, see the way this man's talking to me? But actually, he was really nice. She was upset because she asked him whether or not she had gained weight in the face. He answered yes and said, but I still love you, and I think you're amazing, and, you always call me Chubbs. Don't make this a thing here. Answering the question honestly when you've already acknowledged that you gained 30 pounds and you're unhappy, if there are things that you want to fix about yourself, great, but don't make this a thing in our relationship when I love you so much. He sounded like a guy that other women should pursue and date. Well, BB Rexa didn't care when she shared these messages. And at Faith in Cards writes to me, The whole fat shaming, share an abusive text message from your ex is getting really tiresome. I always ask my husband to be open and honest with me and to tell me when I start to let myself go. Why? Because I want to take care of my body. I want to live a fit and healthy lifestyle. Gaining or losing a couple of kilograms a month as a woman is normal, but I would want my husband to be honest with me if we started to get out of control, either gaining or losing weight. I agree with that. I think it's good to have those discussions. My husband and I definitely consider that to be open territory in our relationship. And as you said, we're not talking about you gained a pound, you gained 2 pounds, you gained 5 pounds. I feel like every winter I gain 10 pounds because I need the extra blubber. I do in the wintertime. It gets a little cold, right? But when you start to make a significant change, you're talking about 30 pounds like BB Rexa, you're talking about 50 pounds like the woman that we covered a few weeks ago after having one baby, gains another 50 pounds and hasn't let it go. You're talking about your health. And if you love someone, you're in a relationship, you of course want them to be healthy. And the best way to do that is to motivate each other. I mean, I go to the gym, my husband goes to the gym, and a lot of times when one of us doesn't want to go to the gym, we go to the gym because the other person's going to the gym. So it's healthy inspiration in a relationship, and we should not problematize having honest discussions with our spouses because we always, of course, want to see them healthy. Next comment regarding this situation is from Blue Uncover. He or she writes, his text is so sincere and beautifully written. That's so rare these days. And then it's sent to an ungrateful and rude girl who actually posted it online. Why do people have this habit of posting such private things online? It's insane. We have to be careful who we're friends with these days. We also should be careful who we date is what I would offer. I really think that men should only date women that are not left-leaning. I really do believe that when a woman is conservative, it represents more stability, that the way that they view their world is not colored by trends and colored by Hollywood. So I would definitely encourage, and by encourage, I mean demand, that my sons date conservative women. Moving on, Deju HVU writes, the fact that there will be women supporting her and calling his text abuse or trauma is insane. These people are delusional. I completely agree with that. And lastly, Google writes, the worst argument of all time is I have X condition or med and it caused weight gain. Then people go around eating bad and not working out. I have both things going on, and I feel absolutely the best when I eat right, work out, and lose weight. It doesn't disable you to go for a walk or eat a salad. That's very true. I think that once people get a diagnosis for what can be contributing to their weight gain, which, by the way, PCOS, which BB Rexa apparently has, it does cause very severe weight fluctuations because of hormones, but you are correct that then that becomes an excuse in your mind. You say, well, I can eat McDonald's, I can eat fast food, I can eat greasy food, and I will always be able to say that I have PCOS. And the truth is that you may have to work harder to be able to lose weight. You may have to eat a lot better. Right now, just telling you way too much information, but for whatever reason with this pregnancy, I can't consume wheat. I'm actually embarrassingly gluten-free right now because I don't know, my body, this boy is just like, no to the gluten right now. And so in order for me to feel better, I had to work a little harder to try to get around eating gluten all the time. But you do those things because you have to. So that is it. That's all the time that we have for today, people. Have you ever heard of data brokers? They're the middlemen who are collecting and selling all of the digital footprints that you leave online. They can stitch together detailed profiles of you, which include your browsing history, online searches, and location data. To mask my digital footprints, I use ExpressVPN. One of the easiest ways for brokers to collect data and tie it back to you is through your device's unique IP address, which also reveals information about your location. When you're connected to ExpressVPN, your IP address becomes hidden. That makes it much more difficult for data brokers to identify who you are. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of network traffic to keep your data safe from hackers on public Wi-Fi. That's why I have the ExpressVPN app downloaded on all of my devices, my phone, computer, and even my home Wi-Fi router. All I have to do is tap one button to turn it on, and then I'm protected. It really is that easy. So protect your data today at expressvpn.com/Candace. That's expressvpn.com/Candace to get 3 months free. Visit expressvpn.com/Candace to learn more. As a reminder, shot in the dark. You're a mommy, a daddy, a to-be mommy, to-be daddy, to-be grandma, to-be grandpa, or just generally looking for some more Candace content. It is now available on Daily Wire Plus, so be sure to click the link in the description and subscribe right now. And also, be sure to come back tomorrow for a brand new episode, because if Jason Aldean does not lynch me, I'm going to be here.
You guys, that was such a beautiful one from Candace Owen. I love how brutally honest she is. She doesn't mince words, and I love that she's not biased, despite the fact that she's black. She's always standing for the truth, and that's one thing I love about Candace Owens. Let me know what you guys think about this whole Jason Aiden controversy that's been going on here and there. Do you think that this song is super racist, and or people are just going overboard for nothing? I really had fun listening to Candace Owens' view on this song. She is such an intelligent woman, and she speaks nothing but the facts. You guys, I totally had fun reacting to this video. If you enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And this is me officially signing out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.